Sorry about the music in the background, it's my sister messing around. But this is my Thunder Tiger Tomahawk ST stadium truck version. The original body shell is actually over here. It's my fuel I run for it, yeah, and my HPI little project car. Bit worn out, bit of a bitch. Changed the tyres and stuff like that, and it's a bit shit at the moment. Needs a massive rebuild. But the original body shell for my Thunder Tiger is this one. This is what originally was on it. I didn't like it that much because it showed half the exhaust pipe and the manifold, and like it looked a bit shit. I reckon it'd be alright if you resprayed it like black or something like that, or sprayed the white bits black and put some lights in it and stuff like that, but I might do that later. But that goes over there for now. I'll just dunk it on the other car. See its use. All my Massey tools. Globe igniter from when I actually brought my HPI. Power fuel, 16%, what it runs on. This is the controller for it. It's a Cougar by Acer RC, Cougar Acer RC. Got all the controls on there. Not the best controller, it's probably the best controller I've actually had. That's 2.4 gigahertz. Got a charging port. Batteries fit in the bottom. You can actually put a rechargeable battery pack in there, which is quite good. Quite a comfy steering wheel. It's foam plated and everything like that. So it's pretty good. Not a bad controller. That's that over there. Back to the car. Don't worry about the fuel tank sticking out the window. That's my dual fuel system that I changed from the original. That's the actual box for it. Shows you there. Specifications. The other ones, engine spec and that lot. But yeah, this one looks like decently cleaned. It's pretty much brand new. That's the differentials, and then that's like all it's meant to be look like. And that's like the radio box. 4-wheel drive, stadium, RT. That one, that not bad car. Actually quite good when I first got it. Of course, these are the, as you can see from the thing on the picture there. Look, these are the original tyres that were on it, but I didn't like them because they bolted a bit too easily. As you can see, they're meant to look like that, and they bolt a bit too easy if you power slide it. So I changed them out to my HPI ones, which have got a humongous tread on them, and still running the original black, like styled wheels, spoked wheels. But I changed the body shell, of course, to my HPI one, and just re-drilled some body mounting holes. Wired up some lights for it. So I've got the front lights, and then I've got a little bit round like that. Got some rear lights as well. Big ass shock absorbers from the HPI. Swapped out the shock absorbers from the HPI. So it's now running my HPI adjustable shock absorbers because I didn't really like the originals because I snapped one of them on crashing into a table when I was doing a bit of a dickhead power slide, and I crashed into a table and snapped the front arm. But that was a bit of a long time ago. So I've changed all the stock absorbers underneath the body shell. Apart from the skulls and all the stickers I put on them, got a skull on top there and stuff like that, and got the exhaust hole that I had to cut, and then I had to cut all the back ones as well. So I don't know if that's the original spoiler that was on it, but I think that's kind of cool having a spoiler on it still. I'm going to stop the music temporarily. So thank you for that. That's the body shell, and kind of like, yeah, my terrible attempt at wiring. It's just basically solder shitloads of it and just plastered all over with a 9-volt battery stuck to the roof with super glue. I'll put that to the side. It's the original hole for the other exhaust pipe where the HPI was. Had to cut some wheel arches a bit bigger and cut half the back away, but other than that it's alright. Now we get to the main car. It's got a dual air filter. Mine's a bit filthy. Need to clean that really. Horrible. It's got, I have done some damage to it. I did break the manifold. First manifold I had, I came off a curb went a bit quick, did some power slides, did a little mini jump, and then smacked it into a pothole which I didn't see, and the pothole bent it and put a hole in it, so it's kind of fucked. As you can see, it's got a massive bend in it. But yeah, so I ran that for a while, so I got my new one. And then this one's fine, but I kind of stripped, as it's aluminium, I did the bolts a bit too tight and stripped the thread, so got a new one coming in the post. See the shiny bit from where the coupler was there, and all the dirt and blackness on it. So that's that. They're just junk at the moment. That's where the the engine comes out of. It does run. If you look at my other video on the channel of me running my dual tank system after I set it up for my mate Curtis, that's the guy's name in it, and I keep saying. As you can see, I've got another coupler ruined, so I need to buy another one of them. The actual muffler itself is still intact, quite good. I do carry a spare muffler, my shiny ionized spare muffler, which I got when I got my other exhaust coupler. I've got the exhaust coupler in the bottom of my bag, but it's snapped too. HPI. Can't really read that because I don't even know how to pronounce it. So it's that kind of wheel on it, basically big treaded, foam filled. How onto the rims, gives great grip. Ran around the garden a few times in my other video, and you can see it doesn't really gives great grip. Got the massive shock absorbers on the back, really small kind of sport style ones on the front. My dual tank system, which I love to pieces. Whoops. Just squirted oil into the engine. Whoops. Wasn't intentional that one. But the primer lead comes out of here, goes into this one and primes this fuel. This one. So it comes up here and primes into the original fuel tank which is on it. Which comes with it, the original one's down there. Built in, which is quite cool. Then the fuel comes out of that hole, goes through this cable here, round, down, up, and into my second fuel tank, through the primer nozzle, for where it's actually meant to be pressure system 1, but that's now turned into my feed for the second fuel tank, and then it comes out of the bottom of the second fuel tank into the carburetor, which is quite good, so it goes into there. There's a little needle there. But that's quite good. Quite entertaining, really. Held on by cable ties because I kind of haven't actually got a mounting point because it's not built to have a second fuel tank, sorry, on it. But it's full of 16% nitro fuel, both of them. That's about half full, that one. That's almost full. Ran it recently, just pretty much same about half an hour ago, almost an hour ago now, probably. Got the original big spoiler for great humongous downforce when you're going quite quick. Going off jumps, it doesn't really do much, it just causes it to do backflips and kind of sends you squiffy on your landing, which means you come down on the back wheels mainly and then it bounces the front around and then you barrel roll and shit. Which is quite entertaining because I barrel rolled it a while ago. And now it's quite entertaining, but I'm a bit scared about barrel rolling it with the second fuel tank because I guarantee I will crack it. And it will probably break and leak all of my fuel everywhere. But that was the fuel tank out of the HPI, that one. Same as the RS4 for HPI. 75cc both tanks, so that's alright. Like I said, my dual air filter that comes with it. Comes stock with a dual air filter, meant to be clean and white like that one. But my car's been through the walls and been covered in mud and shit. Still, I didn't have really time to clean it, sorry. Was planning on doing a cleaning video about how to clean a car properly. I just use my compressed air. I just use compressed air and blow it all away with compressed air and then scrub out the bits with a little toothbrush and stuff, but it needs a big clean really. But she's a good little car, she loves bashing around. Call it she because it's just kind of evolved that way. It was it, but it's more like a she for really. But yeah, need a new coupler, manifold's pretty good, held on by a little bolt on the end, which is quite good. Clutch bow, don't actually know the clutch bow's actual tooth rating because I haven't really bothered looking into it because I don't really give a shit. I know the HPI is a 13, but other than that, yeah, a bit over there, just buried underneath all that shit. But yeah, 2.4 gigahertz. The battery tray's over here. Spin it around a minute. You can see my messy, horrifically terrible room. Need to clean up, but I can't be fucked. Too lazy. But battery radio control box is in here. Radio box. And unplug them. Sorry, I'm doing the camera myself. I'm not getting my sister because she makes it all jittery. Battery components. You got the receiver down, buried underneath all those cables. 4 AA batteries to power it. It is quite good. Goes like a dream. Of course, it's an 18.18 bore engine, EXP Pro 18 BX engine, which is they use in all their Thunder Tiger series, Tomahawk series. They use it in the BX buggy, they use it in the MX road car, and then of course in the stadium truck off-roader as well. Can't get the fucking pin back in. Sorry about my language on here. It's a bit worn out and it's a bit hot and warm because it's actually sunny for once in Britain. Woohey! Yeah, it's a bit shit, but long-lived. Pull start is quite stiff on these cars. Yeah, spread all on my floor. Oh well. It comes with the Pros. It comes with the Sport R2 glow plug, which comes with it. So I've replaced mine. I think I've replaced mine twice now because I blew them up because I've been running too much fuel through it. I've been running a bit higher percentage than I should do at one point. Because I was running 25% at one point, and it doesn't like 25%. It's mainly built for 16 to 20. They recommend. But I thought I'd be a bit of a knobhead and try and go for main inline speed, and I just fucked it up really. Just made it a piece of shit. Which is maybe why the manifold keeps stripping, because it's getting too hot. It's got the Pro pull start on there. They do tend to break if you pull them a bit too hard. I've had to repair mine about 5 times. From where basically the spring's a bit crap, not a very good, poor quality. The original string snapped on the second day of owning the car. And about how difficult it was to start originally before you did the run-in, so it may snap when you're doing it. Don't worry about that. Just repair it or replace it like I did. I replaced mine because I didn't really want to repair it. But other than that, it's alright. I changed the handle because the original one hurts your fingers. It really does, like, gives you blisters and sores, and like takes your skin apart. We tried to invest in Thunder Tiger actually creating a decent pull start handle like the HPI's, where it just fits in your fingers nicely and doesn't actually rub. And it gives you a bit more leverage to pull as well, where the other one just slips out. Got your steering servo down here, which is linked to a long bar that runs to there, and then runs into a sway system, so where it just pushes and pulls it, and then the other one reacts with the same. It's got universal ball joints on all wheels, so it's kind of like a bouncy used little car. Good runner, amazing inline speed and stuff like that. Goes like a bat out of hell. Lovely. Ooh, someone's having a barbecue. That smells nice. Sorry, my window up there because I'm in the loft. It's a great ventage system so you can smell everything. But back suspensions changed, of course. Original shock absorbers are installed on my HPI. You can see them over there. They're a bit shit and they do snap. So I do warn you of that. If you go a bit quick, they will snap. You got the DS 1903 digital Acer RC servos. Twin of them. One for the steering throttle. The brake is a carbon fibre. I think it's carbon fibre. Shit, just reading the box, sorry. Pre-installed radio gear, sealed RC box, maximum 3D differential upgrade, 4-wheel drive shaft, off-road truggy, 4 aluminium coils over shock absorbers, which is shit. 3-minute countersunk anodized chassis. That's amazing. This little chassis is ridiculously strong and they're all nice and tidy, which is nice. Heavy duty fiberglass, yeah, I was right, fiberglass brake disc system. Front and rear universal CVA shafts. Which just basically stands for universal shafts. Durable Pro 18BX 3cc engine with recoil pull start, which is the pull start's a bit shit, so it may break. Full bearings on all axes, ultra long racing suspension arms. They're actually quite good, I have to admit that. Pre-painted trimmed body shell, which is shit, and a 75cc fuel tank, which is actually decent. Goes a bit quick, and as it's a pressure system on this one, so you don't have a primer, which is on the HPI one. There's no primer on this one, so if you do it too far up the fuel tank, the car will not start. You may have to fill like 3/4 of the tank. Leave like quite a bit at the top. In some people's case, they will call it 2/3 because it's 3 squirts of the bottle to fill it up. But yeah, you do whatever you want. But yeah, I just prefer doing it that way because it doesn't start. Otherwise, if you overpressure it or overfill it, it will overpressure and it won't start and it will refuse to run. So just a bit of pre-warning. You can change the lid direction. You can take it off and change it around, which I recommend not really doing unless you know exactly what you're doing with the car. I know exactly what I was doing with my car because I've had electric cars before. And my HP over there was a sorry, I had to do that. Problematic little car. Fell apart a bit. I will do a review on that at some point later. But they are a pain because it's got a 3-needle carb system, which is a pain to tune. Whereas this one has a 2-needle carb. All it has is your high-speed needle, and my idle screw is there covered in crap. Almost buried it, couldn't find it then. Idle screw, high-speed needle. That's all it's got really. It's got an automatically the factory set low speed, which basically means they have no actual screw to change the low speed. It's built in, stays the same the whole time. All I have to do is mess around with the high speed. Don't have to touch the idle from start. All you have to do is mess around with the idle, high speed. The high speed should give you your fuel rating. If it starts to roll off on its own, when you put the high speed to optimum setting and it starts to try and drive on its own, just do what I do on the throttle trim and just turn this one, top one, throttle, down to 0, so the little arrow's pointed down on the controller, and it'll be alright to go. Other than that, she's a good car, runs like a dream. Few minor problems you may come in encounter with is, like I said, the front suspension may break because it's a bit shit, so if you hit something a bit hard it may just crack. Rest of it won't really break because it's quite solid as a rock. You can change the actual I can't remember what they're called now. Shock tower, sorry. You can change the mounting posts because it's detachable from the shock tower. Because you can buy longer ones, or you can just get those little extension things which sit on top and give you higher reach. It is a universal body shell system, pretty much. Any 1/10 body shell, will fit. Some will have to probably require the removal of the back spoiler. With mine, I just let mine sew over a bit further. I had to cut a new hole, which is a bit tatty. Because the other one never actually had a hole, it went through the roof. It went through the gap at the back, but you fit that on. See, I cut my new body shell mounting posts, so it fits. Had to do a bit of modification on the HPI Rush Evo body shell, which says it there somewhere. But I had to do some modification on it. Had to cut some holes in the back there so the pins could sit through the back spoiler system. Because it did occasionally come. It would have, when it's factory new, the body shell. This is how much I abused my HPI. You can see there's no actual front grille bit that's from smashed off. That's all smashed and snapped. Yeah, got my Relentless sticker on top. Promoting Relentless. Coloured it in at one point to give it a thing. I got bored one time. Just coloured it in. Because it wasn't going to do anything. It says HPI Power Fuel, Rush Evo from the HPI. But I had this little spoiler on the back originally. I've had the bolt-on spoiler on. You can see the mounting points. Little dimples on either side where it would have screwed in. But I didn't want to put it on there because it looks a bit tatty. So I just left it and left my big spoiler on the back. but as you can see, it does overhang a fair bit on this car. You can see quite the size of the overhang. It's about the length of my thumb. Which is about that big. Overhang from the actual main points on the car. But it beats the old body kit, well, body shell, and the change of tyres and plus the body shell and the combination of the lights make it kind of look badass, really. So I quite like that. Does work at night, so it's a bit too loud to be running at night sometimes. Some people do get a bit pissed off, but if you live like me in Wolvercote, banging, you can go on Port Meadow with it at night. Take it out about 4 o'clock when it starts getting dark early, when it's like what's that year, Anna? Where it gets, what like month does it get dark earlier?
From October, it starts getting dark from late October is when you change the clock, so back.
Shut up, now. Basically, from late October-ish, apparently, when it starts getting dark earlier, and people won't give a shit if you're out at 4 o'clock with an electric car blasting it around in the dark, because to be honest, it's technically still allowed, because you're allowed to be loud as you want from 12 in the morning to 7 in the evening, I think it is. Between those times, you can be loud as you want, and do whatever you fucking want, wherever you want, and be as loud as you want. Because they will not give two flying shits, because basically the police will go, well, it's between these hours, he's allowed to do what he wants, you cannot complain. So it's brilliant. I can go and Port Meadow at 4 o'clock in the evening on a dark day with the lights on and the car fired up and running, and create noise. Now I have a BBM, so I'm going to shut this video down, end it on a high note, as it's a great car. Recommend buying for first time racers, because it is quite easy to tune and quite easy to get into. It doesn't really need much maintenance, unless you're an idiot like me and run too high percentage fuel and break it. But I generally bash my car around, and if it bar rolls, I just flick it back over and then carry on driving if something's broken. I did that with my shock tower. When the suspension broke, I noticed it had dropped at the front humongously, so I just carried on driving it until I gave a crap to pull it in and see what's wrong. So I just drove it with one of the wheels not even attached to a spring, so it was just basically flapping around and dipping at one front end, and then I realised when I hit a curb, it went I was like, oops. May have to check that. Brought it in, found out it was broken shock absorber. I was like, oh shit. Thought I'd quickly repair that, taking the HPI ones from the outside of my house and putting them on there. But I have to say, the original shock absorbers are alright. I have super glued back together the other shock absorber and just left no oil in it, because I didn't really fill it up with oil because I couldn't be bothered. So I just left no oil in the shock absorber, and it works quite well without oil. It's just like a compressed air one, really. No air can get out because it's sealed with super glue around the top, so no air and oil can get out. So it works now like a air damper, so it's alright. Not as good as oiled, of course, but I generally recommend if you have a chance to actually super glue the lids on if you're not going to replace the oil. But super glue them on when you first buy it, and put some slightly thicker oil in it, because they do tend to sag a bit. Other than that, it's a good car. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you feel like it. I don't really care if you subscribe or not, because I haven't used my channel in years, so I've only just started using it again. But yeah, thanks a lot.